Oh, yeah, all right, all right. Right, right. Yeah. The map. Oh. Yeah, so he was at Yellow Gear. Yeah, they had like an art thing or some shit like that. That wasn't the spot with the dominoes. Right, right, right. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm watching this thing on Travis Scott, and he had gotten asked to get off a boat. Maybe I can find the link and send it to you. Let's see. Yeah, I sent it to you on WhatsApp. On WhatsApp! Bro, I was trying to see if I go back to the big beard. It's just not giving. Big beard. Nah, yeah, but we're not watching. I know, I can't believe it. I know. I'm still, yeah. I'm still, but yo. These celebrities do a lot. They do too much. What's her name? Connect. He started asking the officer's name. Yo, I'm sure she would agree with me that they do a little too much. He's walking away. Where he's at? This is where I was like, come on, bro. Even before this, it was more like, all right, stop. And then he gets handcuffed. Because he started testing the men. At first, I thought he was just testing the lady officers. But then I guess it's just, just no regard for authority. It's 50 cops. It's 13. So you know how to. Okay, so you know how to count. So we don't have to exaggerate that it's 50. It's 13 of us. And then he puts his hand. And they arrest him. But before this, bro, was when he was like, You could watch just even the first like 3 minutes and already people like his energy was just.
You definitely are live.
Damn, man, I can't brighten up my side. Let me brighten up my section over here, man. I look pale and shit. These
What's
bland
up, yo? What's
walls.
up? We made it. We
Love,
made it.
man.
Another Monday. We're just chopping it up. There you go. I was gonna change my settings, but I guess I'll stay in this nice little
Why we? Is this the
office
AI
space.
background we matching with the flowers? And stuff?
No,
I
that
just
you
wanted
picked
to
a good
match with
one.
my
Yeah,
flowers.
you got a good background going on right there,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
I'm working on mine still, as
Love.
well, man. But what's up, Rob? How you feeling today? This Monday morning, August 12th already.
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling great. Thanks for
Yeah.
asking. I feel, it feels good to connect. I feel it's really good to connect. I haven't spoken to you in a couple of days.
Hmm.
Was telling me about your good time. We'll get into it later. I'll let
Hmm.
you talk about your
Yeah,
day, but it's nice to connect. I tell you,
that's good, man.
no
So,
complaints. Start of the week.
start of the week. I am. Well, I did have a pretty solid, fun weekend. I can't complain about. It was definitely a celebration of Dominican culture this weekend, as the parade here in NYC
Pew, 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 pew,
was on
pew.
Sunday. So
Pew, pew,
that was pretty
pew.
dope. And so yeah, I'm feeling a bit tired, exhausted, uh, and hungover. I'll say I'm getting over 'em. Actually, where's my water?
Yo, I
Let me
had
get the
no
water.
idea. I
You
had no
know,
idea there were more celebrations.
well,
I was hyped.
it's
It was. It's,
basically the end of the month, middle of the summer. Well, the middle of the summer, right? Because we have the BX parade, which was about 2 weeks ago, and then this one.
mm, which
So it
was
was
like,
dope. So I
yeah.
didn't get to go to the parade itself, but I did go to the event, Que Lo Que, which is done in the city, which is dope. Actually, I was looking at the IG page to send it to you, actually. So let me do that so you can have a look.
Didn't you do that already? I thought you sent that to me.
No, I'll send it to you now.
No,
I thought I did,
all
yeah.
right.
But I didn't realize their logo says since 2011, and yeah, I was like, wow, that sounds about right because that was the first
Mm,
time I remember. It was very early on, 2011, 2012. It was Nips that put me on um, to the scene, right? So what made it unique, especially at that time, was um, the location, which was in a small establishment called Apartment 78, which was resembled an apartment. So they used to do that. I think it was every last Saturday of the month. They
mm,
would bring in and they hired a live typical band. So that's what would make them unique is that it was like a typical party, uh, And Típico like is probably played throughout the city. I'm pretty sure you could find events where Típico is being played, but this became like this they developed it into a big business, where it's once a month, I believe, every last Saturday. And honestly, since I've been going, there's only been a handful of times where it's like not packed. And I'll tell you, every event they've done since the pandemic has been packed. I mean, that first one coming back from the pandemic was like super packed.
Mm.
But yeah, because I went yesterday, and I also went for during the DR parade celebration. And last year too, I went around the same time. DR parade. I pulled up to the Get OK event. Similar vibes, a lot of people. It was really fun. So I give it to them because it's typically again the times I've been, there's good vibes. A lot of dancing goes on. Typically people aren't shy to dance, and again I think that's the draw as well.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of dancing that happens, it kind of gives, especially folks who do went clubbing early 2000s or in the 90s where there was a lot of dancing, and so it was a recall. It calls back to those moments, especially for us, in the Dominican culture, right? We grew up with a lot of house parties where there was a lot of dancing going on, and this sort of brings that vibe back. Um,
Yeah, it looks like a blast.
yeah,
Everybody, I love their shots. They got
yeah.
some great shots.
Yeah, yeah,
Shout out to
and it's definitely the older
their
crowd, right? You
page.
definitely get some young folks there. It's a nice mixture at times. There's definitely it's definitely an adult event. A lot more folks, I would say 30s and up, probably are leaning towards. But
Nice, very true.
there's a variety, bro. I've seen definitely young, like 20-year-olds, 21, and their 20s as well. So it's a dope party. Like I said, I would definitely recommend it for anyone who's just interested, even in like engaging in the Dominican culture that way. It's like if you want to go to a spot, you want to dance, um, and then you want to see a live band, that would be a dope spot to check out. And also, it's free with RSVP. I mean, they do charge eventually, but it's free. So
What do they
there's that.
charge you for? Attendance?
The entrance, yeah.
Oh,
And so if you go before a certain time, usually, so the parties are like about
but they don't
6
make
hours
you
long.
get a drink or anything. Usually, some places make you get a drink, so there's that.
No, no, that's what I was saying. I can't complain too much because they do offer that you can go free as long as you get there early. But obviously,
Yeah,
no one
it's
really goes
nice.
early because then you'll be the first ones there. And it is a five,
Facts, yeah.
6 hour party, so it's like you're in there for a marathon if you're there early. You know what I mean? And then it
Mm,
really gets lit towards the end. So if you're there early, you're kind of waiting for a long time to a party to get started. But
got
again,
you.
but it's free, and it's fun, man. It's
Got you.
fun. Definitely, we should check it out one time if you're interested.
Que
Because
lo
again,
que?
yeah, yeah. Because again, it's usually free. We get there at a good time and then just rock out. But
How was that thing you was talking about on Friday, man? Because with the dominoes, that shit looked like a nice vibe.
oh yeah. So the Muse Art Gallery is they're called. They organized an event on Friday at a restaurant right on Amsterdam in the Heights, also celebrating Dominican culture through art. This woman basically curated the event, which I believe included performances. So they had like performances which resembled like the carnival um,
Mm.
experience of DR. So I saw folks like that, and I definitely just saw a lot of art. A lot of pretty cool art was on display. I took a picture of some, not everything entirely, because I also showed up pretty late. They also did bring a live band that played for a little bit of music, which is dope. They had a nice customized domino table that was dope as well. Let me see. I'm trying to show.
And customized dominoes too. Then
Yeah,
I seen those. I saw like a flick. I was like, ooh,
hmm
that was like fly. What was that place called?
And then let me see. The restaurant's halal. It was called.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna get confusing. It's not halal. It's not halal food.
That's not halal. And then
Oh.
this guy, man, he was selling 101 this king pastrami. Look,
I like that.
is
I like that.
let me see if I show his other stuff.
You know that Pokemon shit?
Like
That's really
he
cute.
did Pokemon based on like
That's really cute.
Dominican culture shit. Like he did
Yeah, you
a
can't lose. That's a Vaparu.
yeah, and then look, he did the plátano.
That's fire. Dang, you gotta print those.
Yeah, he was selling them one of one. King pastrami, holla at him. Um,
He sells the Pokemon card.
he had the
Come
Pokemon card,
on,
bro.
come on, get it. That's fire, man. You know what was dope about that too? Shout out to I forgot what grade it was. Ethan's school had done that,
Yeah, create your own
and
Pokemon.
his face, well, it's just him on the card and his name and his attributes. You know, his attack, what he would be, his level. You know, you pick your sign, I guess. It was pretty dope. I was like, dang, that's dope. That's dope. All these
Yeah.
years, and they get it for the kids now. You probably could care less about Pokemon now.
No, it's still
I
a
was
huge
like,
game,
that's
man. It's
so
cool.
funny.
Yeah. That was cool, man. So it was a
Yeah,
bunch of Dominican
Pokemon.
celebrations. Saturday, I think it would have been. I was trying to go somewhere. I didn't really do much Saturday, but Sunday was capped off by a lot of dancing, bro. Yeah, man. I had a good time. I met a lot of people. I tried. The only bad thing, the downside to drinking too much is that I then forget that I met people
Dang.
and then people's names. So I usually
It's
meet people and I'm like,
networking. Wait, you gotta,
yeah,
but you didn't. You wrote it. You got a
the IG and stuff. Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah, yeah, yeah. With the
Oh,
organizers,
okay,
I met
that's
some of the organizers at the end. That was pretty cool. Got to chop it up with them. It was pretty nice.
that's nice.
Um, Security guards and all that. Oh, I saw someone from high school as well, from Truman as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Oh,
were
what?
also there.
That's what's
They were
up.
also there. That was pretty cool. Uh,
This is on Friday
no,
or
no, it's
Sunday.
yesterday. It's yesterday.
Oh, Sunday,
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah,
That's what's up. Oh shit.
yeah. Yeah, man. Good
Love,
time,
love,
man. Good
love.
time. Good time. I
Ah,
was
how you
also
saying it's Sunday, man? My Sunday was calm, all church and that. That was too, man. How times have changed. How times have changed. Sounds great though. A lot of dancing and drink. Yo, you must. So
oh
you,
yeah,
you
no, no.
tired?
For sure. I'm definitely gonna need some
You
more
said you
rest
was
tonight.
fatigued.
Yeah. Actually, what's the weather like for tomorrow? Hopefully, it's not
Yeah, and
too
this
bad.
rain, just be sneaking in. I was able to go outside and get a workout before.
Nice, nice,
So
nice.
it's funny that I didn't even think about the rain. I was on my way back, and then I
It looked like
started
it was gonna
looking at the
pour in.
sky like, huh,
Yeah, it got a little crazy there for a second, but then it was I saw that it was like what they call not overcast. It was because it was like sunny still.
right. It
But it
wasn't
was
as
right.
bad as the other days.
Right. I'm trying to
Boy,
see the weather for tomorrow. But anyway,
terrible.
yeah, the weather for tomorrow I guess will determine how I kind of because I kind of have long days now that I do.
Yeah, is that masculine? That fits the topic. Do men care about weather? Is that what's gonna be the thing right here? Like,
Do men care about weather?
do men care?
Probably
Like, do
not
we talk
enough
about
all
the
the times.
forecast?
Listen, man.
It's a
I,
lost art. Now it's all like sexy women on the because we don't really care about the weather. We're just looking at that's what they talk about on YouTube and everything. It's just be all the ladies' outfits. But when I was growing up, it was Al Roker, right?
yeah, I'll
Roker.
Roker. He's still there. Shout out to him. We have
Nah, man.
we do have good weather for tomorrow, which is good for the softball. Yeah,
Oh
man.
shit.
Last week was canceled. I don't know. I think it was giving
I
everybody
remember.
issues. So tomorrow, I think I expect a lot of people to show up because they're gonna be like, "We missed a week and we're ready to
That's what's up. Oh
hit."
love,
So
man.
that's
That's
gonna be
exciting.
fun, man. That's gonna be fun. But
I'll pop out.
yeah, bro, that'll be fun, man. As
But I'm not
always, you know what I
balling. I'll pop
mean?
out though. That
Yeah.
shit was
Well, it's
not
gonna
my
be
vibe. It was
80,
good. I had a
82.
good time though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be 82
But
and
once I
sunny.
thought about doing it again and again because the first, I ain't gonna hold you. I was doing it a little wrong. Maybe not wrong. I was paying attention, but
Mm.
maybe it's just I don't know. It's like playing guitar and your fingers start hurting. So I was like, oh, this is not my thing. The guitar is not mine. Even holding the strings,
Mm.
to press down for the how you call it, to hit just the specific notes in a guitar. That shit hurts my fingers. So I was like, nah, I'll do piano.
Do piano.
So it just felt like it wasn't my thing with the bat. I was like,
Nice.
damn, this shit gonna hurt me, yo.
Shoot. Oh man.
That ass, that ass.
But yeah, man.
When is
And
the league gonna be over?
I think actually, good question. I think it's the end of August. We probably got like three more games left. If
Would
I'm
you
not
be down
mistaken.
to enter a basketball league?
Yeah, I would actually.
Say less.
Like I know a couple. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like
getting. I already got a call for a recruit. I got
uh,
some. You small forward, right?
my brother plays for some downtown, but like it's like serious, not serious. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
serious. It's not fair.
yeah, nah, nah. I gotta.
It's
If
not
it's a
fair.
basketball league like this, or a softball league, where it's not like
It's not fair.
we don't have. I'm not gonna be playing with college
I like it.
athletes. You know what I mean?
Nah, I
Because
feel you. I feel
some leagues you're gonna have people that could dunk and all that. Dogs, I don't want all
I
that.
saw a funny ass little meme where it was a
Like,
dude that came said trying to play casual ball at your 30s, and then the guy walks in and he just looks around. Somebody got dunked on. He just walked right back out. All right, now See, the guys I want to play with are at most doing fadeaways. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
some like nah, I can't.
They're not hopping at the
I'm not.
gym.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be too
I'm
much
not
for me.
hopping at the gym. I'm not hopping at the gym. It's true.
That'll be too much for me.
It's
But
true.
yeah,
It's
man,
true.
if you do find a league for 30-year-olds that are is like we're just doing some runs, man. We're just trying to play. Well, honestly, the thing with
Facts.
basketball, at least, bro, we got a ball. We just gotta organize it, bro, because we know too many guys. There's no way we can't organize a quick game, bro. I mean,
For sure.
the amount of guys,
It's been done before.
yeah, bro, we go
It's
pretty
been done
deep.
before.
We go pretty deep to the softball game, bro. We
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
lo
yeah.
mismo
It's been done
tigre.
before.
Just pull up with a ball and that's it.
And what I like too
But
is
this
we
time,
already kind of discussed it, I think, with the softball crew where they were
mm-hmm.
like, basketball's not their thing, but they'll play.
Yeah, man.
That's that vibe. I
So I'm
like that.
definitely down. Um,
So yeah, bro.
I don't know. There's some things to talk about, man. There's some stuff to get to, and but I know we didn't get to organize ourselves as far as like
Nah, yeah. It's
what
a
we
freestyle kind of
necessarily,
week
yeah,
a day.
for sure. But is
It's
there
all good.
anything? Top of the show. Is there anything
Top of the
that
top of the top of the morning.
you want that's been on your mind you want to kind of discuss? I'm looking towards a little bit the few notes that I did get to take on the side. Cause usually like when things happen throughout the week, they stand out. But um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, do anything what's been on your mind?
Well, just so I could get it out up and out right now, I just came across that Travis Scott video. I don't know if anyone's
Mm,
uh aware of that. I think it just recently happened where he was on a yacht, paid 20,000 to rent a yacht. I don't know for how long that is, but apparently it was till 12. The boat gets docked. The captain says, what I'm saying, it's time to go. He goes to the bathroom. In his mind, he's giving him a courtesy like 20, 30 minutes. It's like 12:52. He comes and knocks out the door, and Travis is thinking that, yo, that's rude, and Travis now is upset, felt like he felt disrespected and wasn't getting off the boat. So then uh you know what you call it, officers were called, and I was just watching that. I only got, bro, you peeped how it was 33 minutes. I didn't peep. I just saw it and started and went
started
there, and
engaging? No, no, that's the first thing. But how long is this
five
video?
minutes
Right. That'd be my first
I
question.
feel you. I
How
feel you.
long is this? Oh shit, it's too
I
much.
feel you. No, but so I only caught like the first 5 minutes. Well, maybe 10. But man, apparently he ends up getting like handcuffed. Um, and I'm not surprised, man. I sent it to you the link already, so you could catch it a little bit, just so if you want to be up to date. Because what did come to me though, that was just good for discussion, was like, I don't know if it's mental health, man. Like I don't know if it's like what it could be. I started looking. I was trying to look at him with different eyes. I'm removed from the situation. That's the blessings of these recordings where you
Mm,
could even look back. Like a lot of times, as you know, I tell you I edit these things, and I hear myself, and I'm like, "Yo, love to you, bro. What do I be talking about?" Like I go
mm,
off on tangents, and it's crazy how much I gotta cut off, and it makes sense, but why even go there? Like the way I gotta wrap something around to be over here and be like, "All right, thanks for joining me," and we're
mm,
back. It's like crazy. I was asking myself, is that where he's is this
I can.
mental health? I'm looking at him like,
Mm-hmm.
is he nervous? Is he was if he thinks he's wrong, and he's like, what is it that he thinks he's wrong? He's trying to be right. Like, what's going on? He's not listening. Like, it's the smallest things. Like, you could see that the officer is a few officers, but the one that he has the most interaction with is a woman. You can't see because it's her body cam,
Mm-hmm.
but you know she keeps saying, "Sit down," and he sits, and then he stands up out of excitement right after trying to say something, and she's telling him, "Sit down." You don't listen, and he just has a reason every time why he just can't, like, he can't get it together, and he's like, I'm just trying to ask names. I'm just trying to ask names so I can get to know people. That's all I want to know. And he sits down, and he goes, my name is Webster, last name Webster," and he's like that. and he just, and then this guy comes, he shakes his hand. He said, "You're not gonna shake my hand," and it just seems like he's just in his own world where he's not grasping that it's just not about what he wants right now. If he could just shut the fuck up and sit down and watch this unfold with all
Hmm.
that you think just watch it unfold. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But he just keeps trying to take control. And I was just like, what is this? Is this arrogance? Is this like what where does this come from? Like, um because I just I just wondered. I mean, people watching it, they could comment, if they've been in that themselves, if man or woman. I was relating to it as a man, looking at it like, see, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. He was doing a lot of like, and they shit. The person has to repeat when it becomes a cycle, and they repeat it to you. It's like I just be like, how do you not catch this? Right? We keep talking about you sitting down, so now it's like, okay, sit down. We keep talking about this. You know,
Hmm.
if it was different things, there would be something else. But then that's again another thing that I peeped. Right? If I would ask myself if it was mental health with him. Until then, later on in the video, he's walking away, and it be seemed like arrogance when he's calling back to that officer, the woman that is seemed to like, she was like trying to tell him about himself, and she having a conflict with him a bit.
Hmm.
Later, he's walking away, and he's like, "Yo, but I want her to walk me, officer, or whatever the name was, officer. Come on, like." And it seemed like he wanted their attention, so that because they were trying to order him around, he's like, "Why don't you order me over here? How they escorted me to my car because I'm about to dip." Like, arrogant,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
Then I was like, I don't really have many excuses. This can't be mental health. This is like what you be saying. Like a lot of these people, like, yeah, just out of touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, did you ever you recall your negative interactions with police? Um,
Oh, bro.
well, dude, like watching videos like that, does it
Yeah.
kind of make you recall them?
Even moments where I didn't react, but I was able to catch myself because, like, what I'm saying, I knew, I felt the energy already. Like,
Hmm.
I I got an attitude. Like, they're upsetting me, so I'm not about to say anything because I'm not gonna say anything nice. So I just swallow my words. Like, I just stop. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm even aware of that. Like, knowing, like, yeah, I understand it. You get triggered. You know what I mean? Again, in this moment, um, that's what I was thinking. Like, he's just heavily triggered. But man, you just show your, like, I don't know, like, it just showed a lot.
Hmm.
It because he was fine essentially. It was just
Yeah.
him, or maybe I guess it was. It's not for me to tell him he was fine, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it's funny because and it's like well, also with celebrities a lot of times and especially like Travis Scott, black celebrities, like you kind of learn that it doesn't matter how much money you got, you're still viewed a certain way, especially by police. And he probably is entitled. They probably, I would imagine, like most celebrities are, because they're used to paying their way out of things.
yeah, I wish I knew
To,
where this was, but
they'll go to places and look. You say he was renting
where
something
that
with like
happened. Yeah,
20 G's. Like if that was something that he was ready to
yeah,
give up on the spot. So
yeah.
you know
That's
you.
exactly what he
This
said
is
too.
somebody with money who I mean, bro, I'm not a baller, and sometimes when I go to resorts, or at least the last time I went to a resort, which wasn't that long ago, I remember
Excuse me.
I kept extra cash with me, and I was just tipping everybody. Like, and if I tell you,
You
like,
told me this. So you told me
yeah,
it
how
was
you get
funny.
treated well, you get treated really
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So, and this
yeah,
is me giving $5
yeah.
here, $10 here. So
You told
imagine
me. I thought that was funny too.
if Travis throws money around and he's giving people, yo, here's a band, do this for me. Here's two bands, here's three bands, and he always constantly gets his way when he throws money around. I imagine he's thinking,
Yo,
all I gotta do is talk to the cops a certain way, and they'll get off my back. But then he learned very quickly, you're still black in America.
no, but privilege too, bro. The classism, because
Yeah.
if you watch a little bit, so he made a comment. You just reminded me too. He made a comment on like the yacht business. He was saying energy, and it was like, That's why I was just kinda like, I'm not following you, bro. Relax, chill. But he has made a comment about the yachts or the boats and how something has nothing on this and that. And is he talking boats with these fucking officers who could care less? Like, what is he on? Like,
That's
oh,
what I'm
this is what
saying.
he this is what
Mm.
he forgot. I forgive me. Uh, the journey is to find out where he's at. That's what he cares about, right? Okay,
Yeah,
that's what he cares
yeah.
about. That's what his mind's on. So okay, that's why. Okay, put in 20,000. He's talking about yachts in this area and what they got nothing on. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just on his mind. I guess maybe you making me think. Maybe yeah, that too. He wasn't happy with that's 20 G's. He probably didn't think it was even
Well,
that
like I
worth
say,
it.
it's
So
just
he's
his money. They're
yeah
entitled. You walk around with entitlement, man. It's
yeah 20 G's
interesting.
man.
It's interesting, but he hopefully they get it right regardless. Because I don't think
Facts.
I do think police have a certain way of talking to us, especially as men. I for sure have continuously had usually negative interactions. Heck, as a matter of fact,
Yeah
just
yeah
yesterday,
yeah.
I think I was again shout out. When it comes to parade, oftentimes there's a lot of great things that happen in celebrations, but there's also a lot of negative things that happen, negative interactions with people, especially the harassment of women, oftentimes for what they're wearing at these events and the places. So I want to say that yesterday again, at least even from the women I was with, it seemed like things were chill and no one was like no men especially were being creeps or just doing too much or harassing women. Again, from what I was told from the women around me, which is pretty good. And I didn't notice anything crazy going on myself. But obviously, that's my privilege as a man. I will
That is
say,
your privilege.
despite all that, I say all that to say
Nah, I
that the
fuck with you.
only funny enough because this does have to do with cops. I had
Mm.
positive interactions with a lot of the men around me. Trust me, it was no beef. Everything was cool. Rob, you should have seen. Like, I did get drunk. I was extra friendly.
You should have seen me, man.
You
At
should have
the
seen
end.
me. I was working the crowd. Nah, man, I was cool. You listen, it was
Uh,
I was cool with a lot of people, man. Shout out to if
love,
shout out to
love,
those
love.
people. You know what I'm saying? Those the fellas, especially around me, around my
Thank y'all
table.
for treating my brother right, man. I'm
Nah,
saying
nah.
I'll see
I was
y'all one
definitely
of
looking
these
out, man.
days.
Um,
I'll see y'all.
my only negative interaction I had with men happened. It's funny enough. They happened. I believe they're off-duty cops
I, okay,
at the
after the
event.
fact. Oh, at the
No, they
event,
were they
man.
were like being themselves off duty, so they
No,
weren't
that's
working.
trash. That
Pero
is
their
trash.
attitude broke when I was trying to like on some be cool, like yo, what's up? Because first of all, if I knew they were police
Uh,
initially, I probably would have not been so cool with them. Cause, but me
damn.
being
Wait.
myself, and I'm just getting this energy from them, like yo, these guys are weird or whatever. And come to find out, it's probably because ellos son eso. So I'm like,
Type shit. Yeah.
yo. So that's what I say. Travis, I feel you, man, but you gotta understand that
I was right on topic.
your interactions with police are not gonna go well, bro. They're just
Oh my god.
9 out of 10 times doesn't matter who you are, they're not. You know what I
You're
mean?
not wrong, bro. I feel you. I feel you.
And
I
it's
feel you.
unfortunate because I do believe that I've had positive interactions with law enforcement throughout my life as well. It just sucks that the negative ones far, you know,
It's the
outweigh.
energy for me. They're not gonna get that much energy from me because I know that they could take it way OD. Right? If it's me or an officer, I know an officer has all authority to do whatever the fuck with their energy that they want. Okay, so you're not getting no energy from me. Now I'm knowing me when I don't give energy to people, that comes off a little, what I'm
Yeah,
saying, spicy. I got an attitude. All right, so now I got to catch myself with their feelings, making sure that when they ask me for something, you know what I mean? Like I'm not being like how I was when I said burgundy. It's like, are you okay if I say red? I mean, it's burgundy,
hmm
officer, whatever you want. It's
yeah,
inaccurate. It's like, watch yourself, man. Sheesh, Rob.
yeah.
Right there, I had no, I guess it was just a lack of awareness. I was
hmm
on that time too. I
Yeah.
hear you.
No, I mean,
I only cared about what the fuck I was talking about. You know what I mean? If for me to care about what they were talking about, I had to have some sort of attitude because I didn't agree. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I can understand and see where he was coming from. But man, you know what I'm saying? Also,
Yeah,
like
all that.
maybe he didn't. You know, it wasn't from Florida. You don't think he dealt with worse? I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know. But again, I have to have grace, man, because who knows what people are going through. When people falter and they don't make the right move, the move that you would make. You know what I'm saying? I That's one thing to we could pivot off this thing to talk about, like when you think about what you're doing for your week. I've been trying to do better at that, like um dealing with myself and realizing uh how I've lacked a lot of patience, man, like recently, and I don't have grace,
Mm.
like I know the concept of it, but you know what I mean. For me in my life and my time right now, I've like I'm asking myself, is it okay? You know what I mean? Like, is this just a season? Like, um, as I lay these boundaries,
Mhm.
like, it doesn't feel, um, because it's new, it doesn't feel okay to be, put your foot down and be like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. No, thank you. You know what I mean? I've been on that kind of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, when people mess up, like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Do something you won't do. Uh, Accepting and also doing it for myself, practicing that. Like, oh shit, like if they gonna do that to me, oh yeah, that's not fucked up. It's something to practice. I could do that too. What are my boundaries? What are things I don't like to be done to me? And
Oh yeah.
what's my final straw? Like, you know what I mean? Like, thinking more about that, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, that's
Um,
important.
but the balance of that, bro, because it's hard. With me, I realized that I didn't really, well, I wasn't really raised like that. Like, what I saw was when you make a mistake, um, or when you met whatever you want to mistake or not, like, because the person will be like, mistake, that's not a mistake. They know what they're doing, right? So
Yeah,
whatever you
it's a
want to call it,
choice.
right? When
Yeah.
somebody does something you don't like, right? You
Yeah.
wouldn't do.
Well, I also like to, at least when in doing some work, I used to like try to distinguish between like what's a choice and a genuine mistake. You know what I mean? I think, and sometimes I try to think of behaviors. Yeah, when I try to distinguish, I try to look at like a mistake would be me like not watching where I'm going and stepping on your toe. A mistake would be
Mm.
me like calling you Joseph, even though your name is Rob. A mistake would be me saying, "Oh yeah, but your birthday is April 15th, right?" And no, it's March, right? So I think those are mistakes we make. Um,
But
but
what? Okay.
me now, if I'm walking towards you and I see you there, and I'm purposely in my head like, "You got me tight. I'm about to step on this motherfucker," and I actually step on you. Oh my bad, bro. I didn't see you. No, that's a choice. Like, cause you saw me, you run directly towards me. These are choices you're making. That people then like to say, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know last minute." But there's things that you could tell people do deliberately. Again, like even if I start calling you Joseph from here all the way through December, now that's a deliberate choice to call you out of your name. That's not a mistake,
uh,
But if Joseph, I mean my fault, Rob, that's a mistake. I caught myself, and or you corrected me, right? So that is usually how I try to distinguish between myself and it's like I made that as a choice versus like, oh shit, I really didn't mean to do that, you know, and that was a mistake. That was what it is, mistake, right? It was a bad take, you know. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's choices, right? So, and there's things I know we talk. So yeah, I say that to say so, to try to hopefully like then clarify. I think that point in terms of how looking at it from that perspective, because if you were going, I don't know if that's where you were going necessarily in terms of how we get judged when we were growing up. Like certainly there are things we
mm-hmm.
do to people, and especially when we were kids. Like I do try to say like yes, we made choices as kids, but there's always context to those choices, right? We were kids or we were teenagers. I think that's important. So if I did harm somebody, let's say, which I probably have in my teenage years, and I talk about it, it was a choice. I'm not gonna say I made that mistake when I was a kid, but like, no, it was a choice. But then there's context to that choice, right? I was a teen, and da da da. This is such is going on. You know,
Yeah. No, I don't deal with shit.
like
Yeah,
shit
shit in
like
the
that.
past. I
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
hindsight and knowing, but yeah,
yeah.
I would make the
Like,
same decisions like that. No, for sure.
yeah,
If it's cyclical, That's a big sign to me though. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if now I don't know, like after correction, you know what I'm saying? After that's what I'm saying. Like I'm I still find I don't know if I'm asking myself if it's mental health and you're right, you have the let's run with that scenario. Now you start calling me, you forget my name. Like you but now what's to a name? You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna be upset and how far will I take this anger and upset? Like, you know, this thing if like what if like I'm looking at you and you know what I'm saying? Like I'm shocked. Like, yo, you keep it's not even just Joseph, bro. You know what I mean? You call me Ribi,
Yeah.
you call me Ruben one time, like you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you've been saying messing up my name for a bit. You know, it's I, I laugh because I'm
Which you
like
would
I'm
have a right to express.
right,
You would have
but
every
this
right
is
to
a
express that
that's the shit that I you know I'm not gonna
because
hold you, bro. I guilt myself like that's like those boundaries like
but what, like which part? Like if you're
the
me
idea of
or
like because I
if
want to
it's like
forgive, bro. Like you know I want to also be forgiven too. So it's like when I think about like how angry do I want to be like at a person to like be like yo this is you know what I mean like I'm gonna be
right.
upset and I want things, but then to really be like yeah, like you just can't. I just can't fuck with you, bro. I just can't fuck with you. Like,
Yeah, but that
you
doesn't
know,
have to mean you're angry though. You know what I mean? I think I do. I did find it interesting that you went to anger when I didn't even I wasn't going to any impact that that could have. I'm just thinking about again mistakes versus choices. So,
right?
but you know you went with like being angry at me calling you out your name. You
Or
know
because I would
which
assume that they're angry if they're not
you know, what would you
wanting to
what
fuck
would
with you
you? Yeah, as I'm
anymore.
saying. Well, it depends. That's what I'm saying. If it's just us,
Yeah,
how would you take it? And it like I know for me it would get annoying, and then it would become like okay now you're disrespecting me on purpose because you know my name, right? And then it
right.
would have to be a conversation of like because now again if you go back to the feelings wheel, right? You got if you were to have anger or you know, and
Right, I
as
wouldn't
an
be
emotion,
angry. You're right.
right?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
else is
yeah.
in there, right? There's you either feel humiliated, you're probably embarrassed, you're probably annoyed, you know, at
Mm,
first, and now you're probably distant now because it's like okay, you keep doing this thing that is now impacting me in a negative way. Because that's
mm.
true. If me calling you some other names and messing it up, maybe it doesn't move you in any way. Maybe you just laugh it off every single time, and it could be that as well. So there's no need for any additional follow up. But yeah, I think with boundaries, that's why I wanted to check in and ask because I think for clarification, because I don't think there should be a struggle there. You know, it's pretty much having a right to say how you feel about what's happening around you. You know, especially if you're having an interaction with somebody. So I think where we fuck up again a lot of times is that we don't say the things that really bother us, and so then um, and in a passive, and sometimes often what happens to not be aggressive, you become passive aggressive to then communicate what what it is that you couldn't originally communicate, which is that you were probably
Mm.
bothered by something that then we in our heads sometimes, especially as men, minimize. Nah, I really shouldn't be bothered too much by that. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
you
call, yeah,
know.
that's me, bro. You calling
And
me out
then
right there, easy. Cause
no, because I've done it too.
I'm more
And I'll t-
passive aggressive than anything. Like I'm not aggressive at all, but I would say I'm passive aggressive. But
yeah,
that's like to me the passive aggressiveness. I like own it. Like you'll ask me like, "Yo, you being sarcastic?" And I was like, "You think?" You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
you think? You know what I mean? I'm gonna
More
tell you like,
sarcasm.
you know what I mean? Like that's me because the way I was raised, it'd be sometimes like they want to talk about common sense, and it's like maybe it's not so common, but I'm gonna let you know. But then it's like my mom will be like, "You sent something, right? But you felt that you, but I'm sure you felt, Robert, that this wasn't okay." Like, and then it'd be like, "All right, I guess that's why I be tapped in too much sometimes, right? Don't be wanting to go. I don't want to go to places, man. To a lot of energies, you never. I just
Yeah.
gotta, you know."
Yeah, nah, man. I think it's getting in tune with that and being able to 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 communicate these things before it gets ahead. I think that's why I've been able to find that balance now. You know, because even again, like last night, there were some things that happened that I do think I have yet to discuss. Like little small details that I
Ooh,
wanna.
episode. Man. This is
No, no.
for the
I mean,
after
no, no,
dark
no.
episodes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not for
After
camera, but
dark.
um, But yeah, it's also like learning what. That's why I think it is important. You know, obviously practicing what I preach in terms of like for me to just whatever it is that I want to say it, and not hold it because yeah, it's like there are things that it's like okay, this is small, but but is it though, right? Like,
I mean,
and it's probably not.
that's a
And
struggle.
and even if it is small, well, why not nip it in the bud now then, so that it doesn't become big,
I
you
feel
know?
that if it's small, right? Yeah.
Wouldn't it technically be easier to
what are we
address,
talking about then, right?
right?
It's small.
Wouldn't it be easier to
Yeah,
address than if something that if this extends, I
I
do feel some
understand.
type of
Yeah,
way, and then maybe I say something that's is more aggressive now,
yeah.
and now so yeah, I think one of the things that's prominent now, especially continuing to get older and growing, is more like just the importance of that. Again, I wish it's something that I was more comfortable and confident, really, in being able to communicate, which is like those smaller things that bothered me, or that annoyed
Mhm.
me, or that impacted me in a negative way from people, and then to be able to say it. Um, yeah, man.
I asked you this because I was struggling. I struggle with this is on topic with this
Mm.
because people who are right. You ever come across people who are just what they call it pessimistic? Yeah, I mean like
Yeah,
uh
I sometimes consider myself so.
yeah, you think so? Okay, okay. All
Yeah.
right, fine. So maybe not the right person. All right, so maybe okay. So then damn, but then I'll be talking about me, right? If I'm too optimistic, I would ask you.
What you was
All
gonna
right,
ask about?
so
Yeah, but
my point was to say, was to say like when you come across, damn, like
like the
well, it
pessimistic
was just
person.
to ask like yeah, like how do you because that's more personal journey for me. Whether optimism or you're a pessimist or you're optimist, like I understand that it would affect people, but I would think to myself, because let me just direct it to myself, right? I have a hard time when I hear people and they're constantly being negative, right? Like it, it at some point, like I would be. Those are the things that I brush under the rug until it gets to a point where, what I mean, when it's too much for them, I'm looking at them like, yo, but today's the day is the worst because the other days you were complaining too. Yeah, I mean, but today is the biggest day. Like, I don't know if you're seeing how, I mean, how, negative you've been to all your days. It was gonna only stockpile. I have like a lack of grace. I think patience for those, and I'm trying to work on that because I think that's like for me how I talk to myself. Like when I'm not well, right? It's like I'm pushing myself. Like, stop, man. Shut the fuck
Hmm.
up, man. Just come on, man. And it's not helping. You know what I'm saying? That kind of tough love.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like when you're not so positive. Yeah, man. How do you don't just flip a switch, right?
Yeah.
And I had to look in the mirror and be like, oh shit, like I'm I'm saying that this person is really negative, but aren't I just as bad if like I leave them like to that place, like telling them like that's just so negative, like, and then I can't deal with you, but maybe I'm the positive to
Yeah.
let you know, like, what I mean, I'm just as bad. Like I
Hmm.
felt, I'll deal with that, but then I'm like, but that's a boundary, that I could lay down because this person's like draining. Like all they do is like, I mean, I've been, I'm not, I'm talking, I'm not,
Yeah, like you're
yeah,
trying here. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like at some
Yeah.
point it's like, but then I'm not. Then I had to be like, well, I'm not the answer.
Right.
I'm not the
Exactly.
answer. I'm not the
Exactly.
answer. Duh. Hello. You know what I mean? So what am I supposed to do? Okay, I guess continue to, be like, oh well, that's nice that this happened, and that's
Hmm.
nice that this happened. But I had to check, bro. Like my patience for that is thin because I grew up with that. Yeah, I mean, like I'm tired. I'm not. That's not. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize, like, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's not what I want. I'm like,
Right.
nah, I'm not. I don't want that in my life, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I know how to be sarcastic and shit like that because the first thing I do see it be the negative, it be the comments, the shit that this world likes to chew up. But you
Hmm.
think I give that life? No, no, no. I know how to play around like that for sure. But I couldn't live my life like that. I couldn't let those be like how shit I believe in.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you feel me? Like that should have killed me. So when people are negative, is I get it, but I also like I have to. I'm picking up my level of patience for that because I'm getting to a point where I don't get it no more. But it doesn't make sense. I'm looking at the world and yeah, it's like shit. Like today I went out and I took care of some errands. And there's this guy. Forgive me, Lord, forgive me. But he's just yelling in the street. Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Swinging at the air. Shut the fuck up! And I was like, word. And I was just like, word. It's noisy ass world. I feel you, bro.
He said,
Word.
"Word, shut the fuck
I
up."
feel you, bro. This world is noisy, man. It's just, you know,
Maldito.
don't we all just want to hear our soundtrack?
Yeah,
Yeah, word, maldito. Like,
my
he
boy
shut
came
the
back.
fuck up. Yo, and you can see the spit flying out his shut the fuck. Like he meant the
Boy
shit.
was
Like I was like,
intense.
wow. You know, you know, it was
No.
wild. I see some people didn't go safe crossing the street. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
That's a
of
lot of
course,
energy.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand, but again, it just why did I brought that up again? I lost myself because I'm picturing it. I think it was just why did I even bring this up? I don't know. It's about I guess to tap this in for emotions, bro. Just getting this shit out.
Yeah.
To relate, I relate. But like
Oh, there you go. You
I
was relating to
relate,
the man. It's like, I want to do that
you know what I'm
sometimes.
saying? You don't
Stand outside of here, shut the fuck up.
you
Really
know what I'm saying?
loudly.
You don't take it that far, like
No. Shit. That's funny. Well, on a
and
more
you know, it was a
positive
black
news.
man, bro. It was interesting to watch too, because I felt like I was looking at society, watch this man, and I'm like, I don't feel there's not like I know I can understand why you feel unsafe. Like for you, I understand that, I see that, but I don't tell myself I'm unsafe when I look there. Like you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
know what being unsafe is, and I know that I should feel safe by trying to, because I would think to myself that sucks if I'm that spirit and I'm looking around me and everyone feels like I'm unsafe
Yeah.
when perhaps I'm losing my fucking mind and the only person I'm unsafe to is me. I'm not really gonna harm y'all. You know what I mean? Like if I'm like, damn, I've taken myself to a place like that where I wasn't thinking of trying to think to myself, am I safe? Obviously I wouldn't get too close because he's swinging at the air. But you know, at the most he was in the fucking middle of traffic. He was gonna get hit by a car, if anything. But we think about ourselves. So I was like trying to get that out of my head. Like I could see the fear in other people and people looking and act and trying to tell themselves they don't give a fuck. Other people looking and being like, ugh, like you know, get that shit off the street. And me just trying to just be like, see what's going on.
Yeah.
I gotta get to this bus stop. I'm trying to cross the street. What do I?
Yeah.
Okay, the light is green. I can't cross. You know, stay focused and see clearly. You know what I mean, without any bias, right?
Just seeing and
Or
observing.
preemptive thought. Yeah, man.
Well, I think that's part of good mindfulness practice, by the way.
Yeah, I be
Mindfulness,
trying that.
to just like focus on your surroundings, being more observing, and trying to be in in the moments that you're having. Yeah, no, I don't think I've had. Well, I've been on Tremont recently, but no, I don't think I've interacted with this particular person. But
No, this wasn't on
yeah,
Tremont. Where was this? This was
but it did make me think though how unfortunately we're gonna see that more often, man. People, you know, it's been a topic for a while now. You know, homelessness with folks. Not only that, the rise in mental health issues over the since the pandemic has hit us. So it's no coincidence we're seeing folks outside in really bad states, man. And you know, on one hand, we kind of appreciate that attitude of New Yorkers sometimes to be able to just mind their business and keep things moving. On the other hand, it is kind of sad though sometimes, you know, because you do see people just really either look on with disgust when folks clearly need help or just not in the right mental state. People passing judgment where they
Bro, if I
shouldn't.
had the resources easily, I would just think to myself, like, come on, like, I they need
Yeah,
help, bro. They need
yeah.
help, bro. Think about that shit, like, you know, I'm like, and in the bare necessities, you
Oh
know, a
yeah,
shelter and some nourishment, a
dude.
shelter and some
I just gave
nourishment.
some. I forgot what I bought. I bought some fast food. I didn't even want all the food, and I pretty much gave most of like the water. I think I was we gave our water because we didn't really want it to this guy. He was like, man, I'll take anything. He was so appreciative, bro. He's like, this is opening a
Come
lot. I was like,
on.
because I didn't even. I was like, do you want this? You know, I'm looking at him like it's just water, and he's like, of course, dude. What the fuck? Like, yeah, hell yeah. Give me the water and some juice. I think we gave him orange juice and water, and he was like, hell yeah. And here I was kind of hesitating, like, do you even want this? Because I was looking for like change and
Yeah.
everything. I always keep change on me, or some cash. And honestly, most of the times I have $1 or $2 on me, I'm giving it to somebody. Um, it's just a practice I took on, bro. Like honestly, the pandemic is tough, bro, and it just I don't need to be in a tough position, hit rock bottom, to know that it could happen to me. And so I'll just be grateful and try to help who I can
Mm.
when I can, because again, I know rock bottom could hit me tomorrow, you know. Um, and now I'm the one asking for money, you know what I mean, or I'm the one outside in a bad mental health state that no one can
Oof.
really help me. So yeah, I try to keep that in perspective, man. I hope more folks take that on. And just help what you can, right? If you don't have a quarter, that's fine. But maybe you have an extra water bottle that you're not really gonna drink, so you can give that out, you know. Um, and I know I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, trying to figure out ways to get better at like starting some sort of clothing drive, man. I know I got a lot of clothes. I know there's a lot of clothes being used. I know there's a lot of clothes being thrown out. Um, there's got to be a way to get folks clothed at the very least, you know. Especially,
You know what I have a dream about? I'm sorry to cut you
yeah.
off. Is revamping the clothes. If we don't get to give them away,
Oh, yeah,
why
you
don't we?
said it. You
At
said that. You
most,
mentioned that.
at
Revamp
most,
them.
couldn't we just have some fun, like cutting up a whack ass like basic Old Navy sweater
No, I
and
remember you saying and
you know
trying
what I
to figure
mean,
out how to
making it
get.
a crop top for ladies, that big
Listen,
crop, you know.
that you go for it. You're the fashion guy, man. I could do beats, you know what I'm saying, but getting that creative with
Yeah,
fashion is
man.
not. I don't know that that's
I
my
did tell you that.
wheelhouse.
I forgot. I
Yeah,
forgot.
that's not
Yeah.
my wheelhouse. But for sure, man, there's definitely people in times of need, and stuff like that, as evidenced by all the stuff that continues to happen around the world. I know the Olympics wrapped up, but
Right. Yeah. Shout
I
out to the yeah. I think last week we talked. No. Oh no, we didn't get to talk. What did we? I felt like we mentioned them last week. Maybe it's just that they got their first win or some shit.
the what the
Last I felt like we talked about USA, Team USA, but yeah, man, they just wrapped up. They just wrapped up. They got their gold.
oh yeah,
Facts.
you're talking about the basketball specifically. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what you was talking about?
No, just the Olympics in general is wrapping up. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
But
yeah,
yes, that was
you
a
know I'm
highlight of the
talking. You
weekend.
know I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah. The
basketball
basketball was a highlight
for
for
sure.
sure. That was a pretty good game.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
I did think that the America was gonna win. The women's game was even more of a nail biter. So if you watched the men's game but you didn't watch the women's game, you missed out, because that
Yeah, the
USA
women were
versus France
balling.
women's was also literally came down to the last shot, which could have been a tying shot, but unfortunately wasn't. So yeah, that game was
Yeah.
actually pretty exciting. Um, but what I've been reading about, like as far as just again just the dark side to like an Olympics coming to a country, you know,
Oh
uh,
shit.
with like the issues with tourism, the issues with sex trafficking, the issues with like slave
Oh
labor,
come on.
people being brought up for it's a
Nah,
hit, right?
man.
Millions of dollars are arriving to the Olympics. So with that comes a lot of money in the black
Negotiations, I guess. I don't know.
and black market items. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Like,
do money talk,
right?
man. Sorry, guys. I'm not there yet.
If you know a lot of ballers are gonna be in town, all of them for a whole weekend. You know the big dealers and everybody's out trying to sell something because the money's there.
Yeah.
So it brings a lot of issues as well. Apparently, and I am keeping close. I don't know, man. There seems to be this wave of COVID coming around that might be an issue as well. So there is that as well. The whole was it the it's like the whole cycling team. There was a cycling event where
Damn.
there was a whole cycling team got. They didn't say COVID, but they said everybody got sick and there's a virus going around the hotel they were staying at, and everyone caught it. I'm like, all right, sounds like an airborne virus that we've been dealing with over the last 4 years, So, yeah, man. Hopefully, nothing
Yo,
comes of it.
please, Lord,
But
no. That's the last thing
let's see.
that LA, anybody in the United States needs is a outbreak of some sort of. Oh, come on, bro.
Another one.
Please,
I mean, honestly,
please,
Rob,
no.
funny enough, for nature, that would be helpful because nature thrived whenever we as humans stopped
Wait.
moving.
Oh, okay. Well, we
Like,
know
like
we could
nature,
also just be
nature You know, animals are
Well, hey,
thriving, water systems are
bro,
thriving, pollution went down tremendously.
we can help.
Um, well, it's funny enough. It's like
Shit.
I do think we should do timely quarantines though. You know, where because
Heard.
the reason why nobody liked it when it first happened was because it was all sudden. There was definitely clearly no preparation around it, and clearly no way to set up people for success
You're
to
onto
survive.
something if you think about like getting the nation at a point where it's like, yo, September 1st and go. And then we go until March or April. And then from you talking about like June, July,
Just
August,
just even a
we got a
month at a
3 month
time,
break.
or a month, even a month. We do two monthly 30 days of quarantine once a year. You know, whatever month I don't know
Once
they
a
decide.
year.
You know, whatever month they decide. In New York City should be the coldest month. I'm just saying.
Once
we
a
should,
year?
yeah,
1 month? Once a
one
year?
month. Yeah, yeah, once a year. Like I
Not
would.
like 2 months, but like a month or like a week a season.
Dude,
A
people
week a
people couldn't
season.
handle being told to stay home for 3 days.
And that's what I'm saying. A week a season.
A
one
week
week off.
quarantine.
A week
Oh no, no,
quarantine,
because
season
I'm not
off.
suggesting people get off. So obviously, if you have work or whatever the case may be, still do those things.
Remote, right?
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we
But
just because now we know
limit,
how
let's
remote
let, yeah,
living
yeah, yeah,
is.
exactly. We're gonna
Ping
limit,
ping.
we limit our travel. I don't know. I feel like a week is hard to turn around. Like I'm thinking about
That's not. You're
schools,
right. You're right. A week is
schools
hard. Yeah.
specifically. You know, just give
Yeah.
me a
No, a
week
week is
staying
tough.
aside, and people do that usually via vacations anyway. You go to spring break, you probably spend all day at home. So,
That's tough.
but
That's
if we
tough. Yeah.
we're given 30 days, then it's like all right, we're about to lock in for 30 days. We know we're gonna be indoors. Or indoors for majority of these 30
COVID rules
days.
apply. Type shit.
Yeah, and you got to be out with your mask. Lines are coming back, or the whole nine, the whole.
Interesting.
And I think that would work wonders for us, man. If we do that once, I definitely it gotta help nature. I mean, again, we're talking about
I wonder
again.
if
There's that
people would
fascinating
take it
documentary.
seriously if there are no sicknesses like involved, right? If it's just like, oh, we're just doing it for nature. I
Well, doing
wonder.
it, let's call it a cleanse, an earthly cleanse that we have to do.
No, I respect it. I just wonder if, because like I think about the like just the nature of nurture. Like I feel like a lot of people have been raised where it's like the fear of God, right? So it was like the fear the reason of catching COVID and getting someone sick? Why? Like you definitely abided by the rules. That's how I ask myself, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because then if it's like, oh, if we're now we're just making it about an earthly cleanse, like what do people respect that? Because that's why I ask myself. Because I'm like, man, it could all one big step we could all take is if we all just are aware of what we do with our garbage and we just stop littering
Hmm.
our garbage. Literally, it's in our hands. It was full and then it was empty in our hands. And what did we decide to do with it? We just discarded it. Why the fuck would you, like, you know what I'm saying? Might as well piss right where you stand. You know what I'm saying? Like throw trash, like spit right where you stand. Get a hit, like just like why don't we think like that? Like, how about we? I feel like if we
Yeah.
stop, like I just that shit that
Well,
blows my mind.
yeah.
It was the easiest thing to stop. It's in my hands. Like this is in my hands. Like for me to just go like that and just throw it away in the air, it feels so reckless to me. It feels so like
Mm.
what's that they say reckless abandonment? Like
Yeah, I mean, there's lack of, is again, is that apathy that we all built, right? We just a lack of caring for nature, really believing that Earth is our home. Our little apartments, our homes, our one family homes, that's our place.
so we do that.
Yeah,
So we eat
yeah,
chips in our
and I
bed and
think
we just leave it
yes,
there.
and for a lot of people do that. Yeah,
I mean, because
and
I
so
said
I
the
do
best
think
shit because I
it's
know some people,
yeah.
but anywhere.
Listen, I do think my theory is just definitely just we need more community and more education around these practices. I think those things are kind of lost. Again, if you come from a home where maybe tidying up or the care for nature is not a thing that's respected in your household, then you're gonna bring that to these spaces you go to. And in school, you don't really have you're not learning it in school. You're not having a hygiene
No,
class in
no, no,
school.
not at all.
You're not
No.
having a cleanliness 101 class. You're not having a city cleanup 101 class, for people. But I do think
But
that that's
shout out
important.
to those classes because that teacher was so hot,
You
man. Remember
know.
that redhead in high school? The health
Mm,
teacher. She was that she yeah she was hot. She was hot.
Just
Redhead,
kind
bro,
of
in high school and
sexualizing the
true, man.
teacher.
What?
Yeah, I
Light
remember. I
skin.
know the name.
Nah, I don't want to shout no names. Stop.
Nah, no, no. What are you talking about? Nah, what are you talking about?
That's it, man. But love, man. Those
Um,
necessary. They're necessary.
and even those were inadequate, right? Because we only got that senior year, and nowadays
Yeah.
students only get health class once. It's only required once. You either take your freshman year usually, and if you pass it, you never take health ever again. Which again, I think is ass backwards. But part of the larger problem, at least here in New York City, which I'm assuming in other places across the country, they don't do any better around health, unless you're like your own charter private school and you have an innovative like curriculum. But yeah, I think having that, and just again overall education. I have this again, this I don't know if you've seen it. It's called the year Earth changed is the name of the
Mm.
documentary on Apple TV, and that one is pretty dope. I think
Sounds
I
familiar,
watched it
bro.
like twice actually. Let me tell you.
Oh,
And
nice. You just sent that to
I watched it by mistake, and then actually it's only 48 minutes.
me.
But
Said
and you
by
could
mistake.
no seriously just looking for stuff, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually crazy. So the year Earth change I think
Mm.
is an eye opening start to like even just look at if you want to look at a summary of what was happening and how nature really thrived once we were spending those first few weeks at home. And you know, if you recall, again, not everybody's still home. People were still flying. People were still taking their jets. You know, it just these activities significantly reduced. So much so that again, nature started thriving in ways that scientists haven't seen in a while. So the first time I watched that documentary,
Mm.
that's what really started to convince me that like this idea of like a monthly, not monthly, but like a yearly, 1 month long quarantine, or maybe even 2 months long, 2 month long. You know, maybe at the top of the year, January, and then maybe in the middle of the year. Um, and because come on, man, I mean, we're talking about again, we need these places to thrive, man.
I'm
Um,
about to go for that 1 week free trial.
and and then you have a lot of folks who can. Um, then if you can imagine, right? If we're removing traffic, and then the people who really have to be outside are outside, then you can make stuff happen. You know, you could probably spend more time during these moments, building better infrastructure, maybe building more shelter for folks who are houseless, um,
Mm.
right? And but yeah, I don't know that that's ever going to be something that policies and politicians would ever even consider, man. And it's unfortunate because um, it will do so well. And that's also, you know, again, just I keep not to go too much off of a tangent, but it's stressful to think that like these politicians sometimes and policymakers and these rich people, you know, they're intellectual, but it's like, how can they be? You know, if I'm pretty sure if you are intellectual and smart enough, you would even know that a documentary like this even exists, and you would watch it, and you would see the effects, and they know the effects, and they're still taking their billions of dollars to do the total opposite. That's why it's not even that, and I know these people know, so that's what makes it evil, and that's not a mistake. That's a
Yeah.
choice, you know. That's an
Well,
evil
yeah,
choice
yeah.
to like have all this money, know what the good research brings, and what the and still be like, yeah. But back to work though.
Yeah.
But we need y'all in these offices though. Really for what? You know, for what? For what? It lets me know that we need to do a better job organizing on our level, our low level, helping each other out where we can, how we can. Uh,
Facts. Now, my worry for this capitalism world is that I hope that it's not what happens. Let me just say that. Like, they talk about there's money to be made, right? I could see that, right? I foresee, right? We get everything organized. We're out here. We're doing things better than ever on nice. Because look at this now, right? Let's just look at ourselves, right? We're doing this. This is lower level to what we know. We've seen people take it to higher levels. Podcast, right? All
hmm
right, so we're doing that, but we're getting money. But then the that image of the ladder just keeps raising. Yeah, I mean, so like it's just the quality is just never enough, right? Like look at how we're on 5G or 4K, 4K Ultra, all right, 4K Ultra K, like what? Oh no, chill. One more K and you canceled. Excuse
One
me,
more K,
but
you
you feel
cancel.
me? Like what I mean? Like, is it ever gonna end? That's why I like the journey or at least, yeah, I do like the journey, but I say like to me, I see a lot of learning for me and how to value the dollar,
Yeah.
like in learning how to value life by not thinking, oh, I need to buy something, I need to spend, I need to what do I what you know what can I do? Like, yeah, I mean, seeing what's around me, not just even for me, maybe for those around me, because sometimes I may not see the value, but I could be like, oh shit, wait a minute, I'm about to go over here. Let me take this, and then when I see that person light up because they see value, oh, you bought the chaotic ball, oh my god, and it's like, oh, okay, love, all right, okay, like just seeing things in a new light,
Mm-hmm.
not like to a new scale, a new value. You know what I'm saying? Like I worry about like that doesn't have to happen, but I
Right.
worry if it happens because we, the people, just don't know what we have, and we're always trying to be better and move somewhere away from where we are because we're not happy with where we are. We're just so used to not being happy with where we are that it's like I always got to be somewhere else. No, but this isn't it because no, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is cool, but next, it's like, oh, hold on, shit. I pray that I pray that we, what I'm saying.
Got it
I,
together.
I pray that I'm just saying, no, well, yeah, I guess get it together in a sense of value, man. Like, you know, just know a lot of people who, was it like not shopaholics, but just it's a release. Like, why make all this money to not spend it, to not, I mean, like to not use it to bring me joy in these certain things. Um, but what I felt like was the trap even for me when I like let the money go was seeing like and there's duality because the beauty of it too is like when I get to see it, when I get to see the joy and the beauty of away from the dollar sign, away from what they tell me is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like uh, like seeing the art that's beautiful on my streets out here. You know what I'm saying? I would never be out here because, oh, I'm so stuck in thinking that I got to be in the Galleria. You know what I'm saying? Or I got to be at the next event with the next, yeah, I mean, but then, those people are actually, some people get paid to be in the trenches and look at our art and come over here and they get
Peace,
inspired
everybody.
by us
You
over
are
here. You
now
know what I'm saying? And
listening
then
to
they take it, you know what I mean? The art is everywhere. It's beautiful everywhere, not just where you see, you know?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
value.
Yeah, man.
I pray that that's like something that the future holds.
Yeah. And I think it definitely will continue to be on folks like myself, you, to sort of continue to embody that wherever we go, that spirit, um, more than ever, man. Because again, I think people, we as humans, we tend to follow as well as much as we lead as we can lead. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
as I've
that's what we
seen,
do
right,
before we lead, right?
you
In a
know,
sense.
yeah. So and over the
Yeah.
last few years, there's been a lot of like stuff happening. People have behaved certain ways because of the internet. People behave how they see the
Hmm.
internet. People take on these attitudes that are like coming from the internet thinking, and they bring it to
Right.
real
Right.
life.
Right.
And
Oh my
so
goodness.
I do think that it will take like a lot of local efforts again to even have these like to make these changes and hopefully get folks out of this this thinking that is honestly disturbing for us as a society because it's not sustaining. You know, it's not sustaining, and so it even so even going back to our like just littering, right? Like even just from there, like the way we litter and the way we treat the earth outside, right? It really would that kind of attitude and that kind of thinking will shift when we continue to have more open conversations about these things.
Yeah. For me, if you have a hard time making it about anything but yourself, like then fine. Like then just challenge yourself to know like like that's dirty. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how about you talk to yourself differently? Tell yourself that's dirty. Like, I don't know. Like for me, it was the natural thing of like, I don't like the I don't like the filth in the street. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Many times I step on nasty shit and I'm just like, fuck. I was like, so why don't I, when I have my nasty like my stuff, hold it till I see a trash can? Like, and I started seeing the difference of like, I remember we discussed before, man, you'll realize, wow, there's not a trash can for blocks. That's interesting. Of course, no wonder they just we throw shit on the floor.
That
Then
too.
I
Yeah.
start realizing shit like that. Like, that's fucked up. And then you start thinking about like, oh, there's actually people who petition for garbage cans out here. It's like, yo, people are working around the clock.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? To try to help. again, imagine how much what we're talking about is helping yourself,
Yeah.
right? Like, look at yourself. For me, it was again like accountability, right? As a man, right, I got to take accountability. The first thing is shit is in my hands. You know what I mean? Like, like for speaking of what's in my hands, right? I got my mic today. I got my mic today, right? Last week when I didn't have my mic, what was I supposed to blame the rain? Blame the circumstances that got like no, you got to take accountability and know you fucked up and be thankful for where it goes. Like,
Mm,
but it's just interesting to me that as a man, if we want to talk about manliness, well, then start there. Like,
yeah.
but cleanliness, do we think that that's what do we even take that as like? Is that why we minimize it? Because it's like cleanliness, and look at how we treat household chores like laundry and mopping and sweeping. Is that why? Like,
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that
Is
could
there
also
some
be
sort
it.
of into the psyche of
Mm,
man, like cleaning? Yeah, fuck that. Like, what I'm saying? It's more
I think
manly to
so.
be like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that, and again, developing this idea, this taking on this
Ruggedness, maybe.
yeah, and this honestly Americanized version of what masculinity is, which is we're just about again dominance, pillaging, right? Our space is not the kitchen or cleaning. Our space is working, getting our hands dirty, making the mess, and then we leave the mess. This definition of masculinity doesn't include being one with land, being one with nature, and protecting. Um,
That's
and
crazy because I love the kitchen, bro. That shit is so peaceful to me. Like, it depends on what you're cooking, dog. I ain't
mm,
gonna lie. Like, yeah, it depends on what you're cooking. If you're cooking, and that's why I learned about trying to be healthier. Like, yo, bro, cooking fried food, it don't, it bothers me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I was like, hello, duh. Now that you look at moving towards a healthier lifestyle, like, I don't know, it made sense to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? It's like when you're in your room for so long and you don't know what it smells like. When you step on, you're like, oh damn. And it's like, yeah, you've been in your shit for too long. You feel me?
yeah,
Like,
and
so it's
people
like,
don't, and I think it again is like we also lose sight of culturally, right, who we are, and this is the American way, we sure love that gold that the USA wins gold medals and stuff like that, but it's like let's really even talk about it though, right? What is there to continue to really celebrate? And obviously, what our love for sports and the fact that we're good at that, it's it sucks, man. I think I there's a documentary that made me think of when it comes to like masculinity, right, and like how these things are just you can tell again these are just made up social and like made up human markers
standards.
and standards, right? Because there's a documentary called The Territory. It came out
Oh, you
two
about
years
to get
ago.
me on watch? Okay, that's on Apple
Yeah.
TV too.
This one's on National Geographic here. I'll send it to you.
It's
So,
another free trial, bro.
nah,
But
I don't
I'm
think
I
so. I think you can watch it like free on. Oh no, it's on Disney Plus. I see. They got it on Disney Plus.
oh,
Yeah, yeah. But you could
I used to.
probably, if I find it, you could probably find it. But
Yeah,
basically,
maybe. Oh, you're right. Actually, you're right. I can
mhm,
find it. I can
yeah,
find
yeah,
it.
yeah. The film, so you'll see it. The film is on like these indigenous tribes of people, and they are land protectors, and so you see the men of those tribes, and you see the love and just the oneness that they have for nature. So I know in their version of masculinity, whatever it is, there's a respect and love for nature in the way that they're willing to die to protect the Amazon forest, right? So these indigenous tribes who put in their bodies on the lines against machinery and companies who are trying to cut down and continue cutting down trees in the Amazon and just saying no. Um, and again, watch again. I'm recalling that as we're talking, having this conversation about like where's it coming from for us, when what we see around us really in these streets day to day, like here in New York City and in other places, but definitely I could say here in New York City. I think this attitude, I do think part of it comes from that, right? Like, oh, I'm a man, and like we don't really do that. And even then, this is very elite. And if you're not there, if you're very liberal in your manly thinking, it's still very much like a lot of those behaviors are confined within the home. I'm gonna clean my home. I'm gonna make sure my home is clean, but I'm not gonna like, you
And but
know,
then even
the
then they
streets
don't
can be
even like
dirty, but like my home is clean, and this is very individualistic again, which I think it comes from
right.
It's the American way. It's about you,
Crazy.
your individual self, your family. As long as your family, you're right, you're great, and you made it, right? It's not about everybody else. It's just very individualistic thinking. Um, which, yeah, again, But that's why we evolve, right? And I think it's like someone could watch this and say, "Oh, why you hating on America? Aren't you American? Weren't you born here?" And I hate that because yeah, you could be born
Hating on America. Come
like
on, man.
you
America's
could well
fine.
because you could be born to an abusive parent and then say, "Yeah, my parents were abusive growing up," but that doesn't change
Yeah.
anything. You know
Come
what I
on. Why
mean?
you hating on the parents?
Also,
Why you hating on the
why did you
parents?
stay with them for so? Why didn't you just leave when you could? Like what?
They're my
Yeah,
parents, bro. Why's your solution to leave? That's my question. Why's your solution to leave?
and I have a right to criticize the place that I'm in because I also have a right
That's
and
what
a
I've been
duty
asking
to
myself.
change it. You know, I have a duty to change it. You know, not just leave, right? And I think you know it's been said before about sometimes this thinking, and I know the criticism sometimes of this, like even of what I used to see of hip hop rappers, oftentimes, or not just hip hop rappers or anybody who's quote unquote making it out the hood. I know sometimes, and even you know, I'm guilty of it myself, right? My dreams were to make a lot of money to get the hell up out of here, right? And it's like, man, but why is it
Come on.
always to leave?
Nah.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
why
Nah,
is
for
it
sure.
always to leave? The solution is always
1000%.
as soon as I improve
Yeah.
myself, bye, like bye
Yeah, I'm
you
with you on
people.
that.
And it's very again, this is I don't know that that's helpful. And what kind of solution? If I'm bettering myself, then bring my better self to a community so that community can be better. But if
I
I
agree.
keep leaving it the moment I improve, then what am I really doing to my home? Then I don't have a home, or I don't have
I
a home that I
guess.
really care about. You know, but again, that these are conversations that I think more folks need to have openly. Yeah, even though it may be seem too political for folks, but we got to talk about it, man, because I think it is time to make these changes and really move forward. Because again, as we've seen, like the time pandemic could potentially only be the start as far as like the type of shit we'll be experiencing as humans, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and healing has to happen because if people start feeling like that, it's gonna be a dangerous world out here with all that unhealed. Yo, like, bro, I take accountability for things that I feel too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I feel like I'm being affected by the world, I try to always remind myself of my power, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't lie, bro. The world, like, I'm super affected, bro. Like
Oh, yeah.
recent days, I've been like, yeah, bro. Like I know it's yeah, you, my brother, you would know. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just from walking around and carrying these joints, and even in my head knowing like you could carry these joints around, but there's a limitation to even the size of it, and I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I don't care. This is the shit I got. This is what I got. Like but I'm not even playing by the rules anymore because of the trauma,
Yeah.
because I gotta feel safe, and I started peeping that, and even without that, when I start feeling my safest and I'm in a good state, I could feel then when I'm being pulled out, and I'm like, fuck, like, and then I'm at like, and I'm asking myself, right? So like the situation with that guy, he wasn't bothering me. He didn't make me feel unsafe, but I saw everybody else. But then that made me remind myself of like it reminded me then still like of the moments where I don't feel safe
Yeah.
and like being like this shit is damn, this shit is great, this shit is whack. Like if we don't deal with safety right now and our own regulations and how we could like really find that for ourselves too, uh, we got a lot of problems, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Oh, we do.
we got a whole lot, like that's like what I'm saying, like money, economics, all that extra, that's extra talk. That shit don't mean a thing like when you're unsafe, bro. Like when
Yeah.
you feel unsafe, like nobody was gonna tell that man in the street anything, and that's someone like that man's alive. That man didn't look like he was starving. He probably was, but he's alive. Like imagine a man like on his last, feeling like he's on his last days. So that man
Mm-hmm.
was out there yelling healthily, like, "Oh, shut the fuck up!" Like imagine like if more of us are pushed
To
there.
those limits, yeah.
Yeah, like nah, bro. Like we gotta be able to like it's like you were saying earlier, talk to each other, address each other. Like don't really just New Yorker shit when you mind your business. Yeah, it's a nice thing. It's a nice side of the coin for you to know. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah, man. All right.
yeah,
Well,
man,
we're almost about an hour and a half in, Rob. I
love.
didn't. I wasn't trying to go into this late because I did want to try to get some rest to cure my little
Hey man,
self.
I feel it, bro. Yeah, rest is let's do it.
But and I guess the notes that I do
I
have
like a
are
good
still
talk.
they're still gonna be relevant for next week. So I'll just bring them up into next week's conversation. But there's some stuff that I did. And maybe you could flesh it out more. Is stuff related to marriage. Some content
Okay,
that I came
nice.
across. So
Love. All right. I had a few bullet points. They're not long, but I didn't touch upon any of them because they were like felt like topical things, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So love to, you know what I'm saying? God is good, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The conversation flowed. It
Hmm.
was nice.
Yeah, for sure,
Great
man.
talking to you. Tapping in.
Yeah,
Um, how you want to move on for the rest of the week?
man.
What's your focus on there? If you so marriage is the focus.
Nah, marriage is not the focus. Well, nah, it's not the focus. It's just, but it was content in terms of like relationship stuff. And then
Yeah.
you had said I was listening to the Jackie Hill Perry, which they do live chats, by the way, because I started following them on YouTube. And Harley
Oh
initiated, and they're
shit!
live right now. Actually, the funny part.
Putting me
Yeah,
on.
they're actually live right now. So, or unless they came out, but they were live a couple minutes ago when I happened to
So it's
see
just
the
for
YouTube.
everybody to be aware. That's how we balance this shit out. That's how
Right.
I love to. I want to listen to women speak, man.
Mm.
Everybody, not just men. You know what I mean? I ask myself, why there's no women gurus? Is that like a like
No, that's definitely a thing. It's just we're not again not promoted,
the
but
fuck?
absolutely women gurus exist
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm only hearing
We
in
gotta be tapped
America
on.
man male gurus. And not no, I like what they're saying. I love it. Yeah, but I'll be asking myself, and the female perspective is like I just want to know. I want to know both. I want to see it. Like, you know what I mean?
No, but yeah, yeah,
But
that
thanks.
one have been funny.
So they live right now. I'm about to go and listen to that.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure, for sure.
So that's cool. So but that's what then shifted me towards the other content around marriage that I'll share next week. I mean, for
So
this
that's not
week,
for the week.
no, no,
Okay.
no. For the week, just focusing on, I think, um, well, the last few weeks have been around like getting strict about my diet, and I think so that's been trying to shift towards a more healthier lifestyle. Um, so that I want to continue with that and just focusing on the smaller wins. So I think
Smoke what?
focusing on the smaller wins. Sorry, it almost
Um,
took me a while to get that out, but yeah, just
Smoking the smaller
so yeah,
clips.
yeah, smoking the smaller clips. Probably. But definitely that just because yeah, man, the smaller wins. So setting up smaller goals for the week and then getting those done. And then focusing on that, so one of my goals every week has for this since the middle of the year or April at this point has been to do the manuscript so far. So it's like I didn't do my other stuff today. Like I didn't eat as much as I wanted to, right? I didn't work out like I like to on Mondays, but it's like, dude, just rest and then boom, the small wins, right? The manuscript,
Oh, for sure.
right? And then so
Yeah, for sure,
tomorrow,
for
whatever the
sure.
small win could be, setting myself up. So like, I definitely, I've had that idea for the tape, so I'm going back to
Love,
that,
bro. Love. Love to
working
that.
on the tape a bit more. So and then the smaller wins that I can make towards that ultimate bigger goal.
Yeah, love to that. Love to
You
that. Yeah, let's get a clap it up button for that one.
I
Cause that
got up it up
one,
it.
for sure, bro. For sure, for sure. That resonates. That resonates. Cause today, like, yeah, trust, there were many days where the manuscript was my small win, where it was like, nah, I gotta look at this. This is This is good. This is really good. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And bigger than us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, taking these conversations to a different platform and
yeah,
understanding too. Like, it's not easy. A lot of this be performative for people is not performative for us. I understand the idea of presenting things and having
yeah.
it in structure is nice. I get that. So love y'all for bearing with us. You
As
know,
always.
just authenticity is huge. Yeah, with time is gonna come. But many days where this was like the shining light to me just trying to figure out things and knowing
Mm.
like, you know,
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
take it as it comes, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Stop measuring the days as they go. So love to that, bro.
Definitely, bro.
I've been succeeding in getting myself like back to like I'm on and off, bro. Like, whew, man. And so, but I just want to know. I'm trying to have grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, on those off days, how am I talking to myself on off days? Like, am I reaching out to talk to anybody? But I don't want to like I don't just balance, remembering my things,
Mm.
balance, like, what I'm saying, where's my balance at? Because on my off days and I'm really in balance, I could just, if it doesn't affect anyone, I could just be really really imbalanced and just be in my shit
Yeah,
until like I feel better, but I don't feel good there. I don't want
right,
to do that anymore because like time don't stop for you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just kind of like, you're just chilling, waiting to be okay and come out again. And I wish the world can do that, which is to your point of like, having those monthly quarantines. That'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? So, and I give it to God that I even have the ability to even have an off day, because for all my years of being on, I'm like, yo, wow.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
I don't
different.
want to go back to that, but I do need to figure out how to get my shit on and popping. And so I am pleased to say, like, the movement, the body movement is that, is something that's steadily coming in. Today,
Hmm.
went for a jog, you know,
Nice.
and I didn't even go for. I wanted to play ball, so I played ball. And then when I started playing ball and realized how fucking tired I was of running for the ball, I
Hmm.
was like, this is not like I know that this is what I'm happy about, running for rebounds. Why am I fucking tired doing this? So I was like, yo, nah. Now we're running. Now we're running around the court. So I
Hmm.
started jogging around the court. It was nobody there, so it was like, fuck it, this is fun, perfect, you know. But then realizing, like, man, like, let's get this whoop this shit in shape, bro, because
Mm.
my goodness, for me it's like a domino effect.
Right.
If my shit ain't, if my vibe is off, my mental's off, then my flesh is off, I'm eating off. Then if I'm eating off, I already had two
Everything else
herniated
is off.
discs. I
Hmm.
can't stretch. If I don't stretch, now I can't move. Now if I can't move, I'm stiff. I'm stiff in life. I'm stiff in my thoughts, bro. Fuck out of here. I gotta get my shit right. I was like, nah. So, nothing but good things. I just want to keep it up. I just
Yeah,
want to keep it
exactly.
up for that.
Small wins, man.
For
Amen.
sure, for sure.
Amen. All right, I'll clap it up for that.
Hey, love, man. Love to y'all, man. For everybody watching,
Yeah, for sure. We could stay
thank
on
y'all.
for a few to debrief, but thank everyone for y'all watching. We'll catch y'all next week, man.
Thank you,
Bam.
Mr.
Hagen.
I put the ending screen real quick.
I have a warning for you. You'll pay the price for interfering. Because your destiny will be worse than the others. Infinitely worse for you.